The Uvalde School District did have a number of security measures in place, but the gunman was still able to get inside the Robb Elementary School and barricade himself inside a fourth grade classroom, where law enforcement says he, quote, shot anyone who got in his way. Police, though, were on the scene quickly, breaking windows at the school, helping other students and teachers to escape. Joining us now for his take, Jeff James, retired Secret Service agent, presidential detail, and currently the chief of police at Robert Morris University. Jeff, thank you so much for being with us today. What can you tell us on your thoughts right now?
Well, my thoughts right now are that when you look at the security that was put in place at the school in Uvalde, security is a layered approach, and you have all those layers in place. If any of those layers are faulty, then your security is going to break down. So when I read about all the assets they had SROs, they had fencing, they had an entry system for guests. But when I look at the fencing, it looks only to be about 4 feet high. That's easy to defeat. So when you say you have a layered approach, all those approaches need to be strong, or your security is going to be compromised.
And you, as the chief of police at a university right now, what then is your approach? What are the measures you can put in place to try to prevent something like this from happening? What do you do differently there at Robert Morris University?
Well, one of the things we do is we talk about things like this all the time. The men and women that I work with, we are always discussing these types of incidents. And one of the things we talk about is the maybes. We had a situation a couple of weeks ago where the subway shooter in New York City, we found out that he drove right past the gates to our university as he was making his way from Wisconsin to New York. So we talk about, hey, what if he would have stopped here? What would our response have been? So not only do we train physically, but we also do the mental reps, and we have the conversations about what are we going to do. The other part is we make sure as much as we can that we know whoever is on our campus is supposed to be here. We're very aggressive, and we work with our residence life folks to make sure that if there's people who aren't supposed to be on this campus, they aren't here.
And Jeff, tell us about the difference in strategy by law enforcement, if any, between an elementary school and a university where you are right now. Does the elementary schools, do they require a heightened sense of protection then, or is it so different because the training obviously is so different for them, if at all?
Well, once an event happens, the response is going to be exactly the same. And we saw that response change from Columbine after a little bit after Columbine, and then even more so after Virginia Tech. The old model was you waited until more officers got there and then you responded. Now we're doing exactly what that Border Patrol agent did yesterday. Even if it's just you by yourself, you're running to the sound of gunfire and you're going to try to eliminate the threat. So that response, once a trigger is pulled, is going to be the same. But the training is different. So we have talks with our students here and our staff about what to do in an active shooter situation. And when I consult with schools, I do that too. But it's tough to do that for kids who are the elementary age. It's sometimes just too advanced for them. So at that point, you try to train the staff and the faculty that they'll be dealing with.
Jeff James, final quick question. What is your message to the community?
My message to the community is, look, people don't just snap. There is a clear line that all of these assailants leave on their path to violence. And you've heard me say it before every time I've been on with you. See something, say something. If you see disturbing writing, people are obsessed with mass shootings, they're gathering weapons. You have got to make sure you're telling someone who can intervene and do something about it before we have these tragedies.
Jeff, thank you for your service and for your time with us today.
Thank you, Emma.